While first-person shooters arguably command more attention these days, especially with Xbox and PlayStation arguing over Call of Duty, the third-person shooters of yore can't be discounted. Whether it's identifying more with your character on screen, having a better view of the action, or a different gameplay loop, here are 15 more third-person shooters you should play. Oni. For a company prized for its strategy games and first-person shooters, Oni was somewhat of a strange direction for Bungie. Inspired by anime like Ghost in the Shell, the story sees protagonist Konoko seeking to find herself and avoid the machinations of the TCTF. Along with various guns, from rocket launchers and rifles to energy weapons, Oni features close-quarters combat and stealth elements. While it had several issues, its combat and animations still make it worth checking out. Star Wars Battlefront 2. Before Electronic Arts, live service and tie-ins with every new film, there was LucasArts' Star Wars Battlefront 2. Published in 2005, it featured first- and third-person perspectives, with 4 multiplayer modes and 24 maps. Of course, along with a campaign of 18 missions, there was Galactic Conquest, where players led their fleet through the galaxy and conquered or protected planets. Upon encountering an enemy on a planet, it would shift to combat, resulting in massive battles. With the addition of heroes, new modes like Hero Assault, and more content than its predecessor, Star Wars Battlefront 2 is still a strong benchmark for Star Wars titles. Freedom Fighters. After the Soviets take over New York, it's up to plumber Chris Stone and the Resistance to fight back. Freedom Fighters sees players completing tasks, fighting off enemy forces and destroying their supplies. This earns charisma for recruiting squad mates, who can be given orders in combat. The realistic squad AI, level design, and stellar sound design all ensure a bombastic alternate history shooter. Red Faction Guerrilla. The first Red Faction saw Volition pushing the limits of environment-based destruction within first-person shooters. Red Faction Guerrilla, by comparison, is a third-person open-world title where players control Alec Mason as he rebels against the Earth Defense Force, yes, the EDF, on Mars. Though it didn't have terrain destruction, you could still level buildings and structures, and then use the remaining salvage for upgrades. The morale system added a bit of spice as you explored Mars, fighting alongside other Resistance members to liberate each region. Even if its open-world design wasn't revolutionary, Red Faction Guerrilla was still a rollicking good time, with perhaps the best sledgehammer in gaming. ROLLERDROME. Known more for its Ollie Ollie series, Roll 7 posed a simple question. What if you crossed Tony Hawk's Pro Skater with a futuristic blood sport? The answer is ROLLERDROME, where players control Kara Hassan and compete in deadly games. Kill enemies to gain health, perform tricks to restore ammo. It sounds so simple, but completing challenges in each level made this a lot trickier. With a sleek visual style, responsive controls, and challenging difficulty, complete with accessibility options for those who want to play for the story, ROLLERDROME has a lot to offer for its short runtime. Star Trek Deep Space Nine: The Fallen. Along with Star Trek Voyager: Elite Force, Star Trek Deep Space Nine: The Fallen is one of the few titles based on the series that embraced more action-heavy gameplay. There are 3 playable characters, each with different levels and playstyles. With exceptional visuals, voice acting, and sound design, it still offers a fulfilling experience for action fans and Star Trek nerds. Hypercharge Unboxed. At first glance, Hypercharge Unboxed is another wave-based shooter for up to 4 players. But the twist is that you're playing as action figures, navigating real-world environments that look gargantuan due to your size. Band together or go it alone with bots, and fight off enemies to protect the hypercore. PvP isn't exactly buzzing, but there's enough extra character customization options, weapons, and more to keep you busy. Sniper Elite 5. Despite embracing more of a sandbox design with its levels, Sniper Elite 5 still features incredibly realistic sniping. Spot opportunities to take down your targets, avoid detection, and watch your bullet travel to a target in real time, switching to the X-ray kill cam as their body is destroyed. Along with a campaign and co-op, the new Invasion mode allows for fighting off enemy snipers that can disrupt your mission. The series' quality has been very consistent, and Sniper Elite 5 continues that tradition. Earth Defense Force 4.1 – The Shadow of New Despair. A remaster of Earth Defense Force 2025, Earth Defense Force 4.1 – The Shadow of New Despair once again embodies the gameplay loop of shooting aliens, whether it's oversized ants and spiders, or giant wasps and UFOs. Choose from 4 classes with about 175 weapons each for more than 700 weapons to choose from, and cause mass destruction, thankfully without a collateral damage penalty. It's repetitive, sure, but also fun, especially in co-op. Destroy All Humans 2 Reprobed. As a remake of Destroy All Humans 2, Reprobed features improved visuals and classic chaos. Venture to various locations worldwide, some expanded with new areas in the campaign. Destroy everything as Crypto, whether it's on foot with lots of crazy weaponry like the new Meteor summoning gun, or with a powerful flying saucer, and then do it again with a friend. DAEMON Ex Machina. It won't fill the armored core-shaped hole in your heart, which you should probably get checked, but DAEMON Ex Machina is still a worthwhile third-person shooter. As the pilot of an Arsenal mech, you combat opposing arsenals to protect humanity. Taking down an enemy allows for scavenging their parts and weaponry, and the customization is extensive. The story's forgettable, but in terms of fast-paced mech action, it's hard to beat. Gun. Neversoft's Gun fell by the wayside. Nevertheless, its American Old West setting, great combat, with options ranging from first-person bullet time to melee weapons, and a sense of freedom made it very enjoyable. You could cause chaos in a town and fight the locals, partake in mini-games, bounty hunting and time trials, fend off bandit attacks, and much more. Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Academy. As the final title in the Jedi Knight series, Jedi Academy follows Jaden Korr, who learns under Kyle Katarn, the previous game's protagonist. Much like Jedi Knight and Jedi Outcast, players engage in lightsaber combat and can either go with the light or dark side, gaining different abilities for each. Some new features include dual wielding, double-based lightsabers, character customization, and more freedom when choosing missions from the outset. The AI and story aren't the best, but the combat more than makes up for it. Shadow Man Remastered. Originally released in 1999 for PC, Nintendo 64, and PlayStation 1, Shadow Man is based on Valiant Comics series of the same name. As Michael Leroy, the Shadow Man, players venture to the dead side to collect the Dark Souls and ultimately combat the Five. There's a hefty amount of exploration to go with the third-person shooting. The remastered version improves the base game further, adding 3 new levels, remastered music and sound effects, HD textures, with an option to switch back to the original, and much more. It may seem archaic, but it's a compelling dark fantasy adventure. The Thing combines gunfights with survival horror elements alongside its trust-fear system and transforming enemies. The Thing follows a group of soldiers as they try to unravel the mystery behind the sudden disappearance of a research group. So, what are your thoughts on this? Go ahead and share them in the comments below. And if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel and enable all notifications by clicking the bell icon to get new video updates. We upload every day and would really appreciate your support. Thanks for watching.